Let's start chanting one round japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshitarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Today is Monday, so we'll learn a new shloka, Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 9, text 31. Anyone needs to go first? Oh, I went to chapter 10. Okay, we'll just go in order then. I don't see any hands raised. Achintadev Prabhu, you'll start.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please repeat, Prabhuji. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma,
Shipram bhavati dharmatma,
shashvat chantim nigacchati.
Sashvat Shantim Nigachati.
Kaunteya pratijanihi
Kante a pratijanihi.
name bhaktah pranashyati.
Name Bhaktaha Pranashyati.
Yeah, actually, I didn't do it 3 times for everyone to repeat. I forgot. So let's do that. Everyone, please repeat. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat
Bhagavati
shantim
Dhammatma
nigacchati.
Shantim Nigacchati
Kaunteya pratijanihi
Kaunteya
name
Pratijanihi
bhaktah pranashyati.
Name Bhakta
क्षिप्रं
Pranashyati
भवति धर्मात्मा
Shikram Bhavati Dharmatma
शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति
Sasvachantim Nigacchati
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि
Kaunteya
न मे
Pratijanihi
भक्तः प्रणश्यति
Name Bhakta
One more time.
Pranashyati
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा
Shikram Bhavati Dharmatma
शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति
Sasvachantim Nigacchati
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि
Kaunteya
न मे भक्तः
Pratijanihi
प्रणश्यति.
Name Bhakta
He quickly
Pranashyati.
becomes righteous
He quickly becomes
and attains
righteous
lasting peace.
and attains lasting
O son
peace.
of Kunti,
O son of
declare
Kunti,
it boldly
declare it
that my
boldly
devotee never perishes.
that my devotee never perishes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Achintadev Prabhu, go ahead, Prabhuji.
He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Aditya Lata Mataji and Arunita.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Shipram bhavati dharmatma sasvat chantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijani he nama bhaktya pranashyati. Translation. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Achyut Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Maharaj.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Slokas unlimited. Shikram Bhavati Dharmatma Shasvachantim Nigacchati Kaunteya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Translation by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, next is Inbainya is here. Jai Ganesh Prabhu. No. So, Madhava, Rasapriya, Krishna, Shishisha.
Supreme Bhavati Dharmatma Sasvat Santam Nagatsati Kaunteya Pratijani Name Bhakta Pranasati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Krishna, Shish.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शान्तिं निगच्छति कान्तेया प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त्या प्रणश्यति. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Rasapriya.
Sipram bhavati dharmatma sasvaksam gacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranasati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Yes. Who's next? Lokesh is here? No. Kalpesh Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Shikti Dharmatma Shashvat Shashvat Shantim Nigat Kon Janiti Bhaktya Pranashyati.
Translation, Prabhu.
Quickly becomes right and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Usha Mataji is there? Medha? Medha and Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Param Bhavati Dharmatma Sasvakchantim Igachiti Kaunteya Pratijanahi
Jani.
Janihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Translation. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Mataji is there? Okay.
No, Mataji.
Okay. So Priyanka Mataji is unable to recite. Saujanya Mataji and Pragnya, Shri. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Can I, Mataji?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranam sargosh to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat pranam, Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma Shashvat Shantim Nigachati Kaunteya Pratijaniti
Janihi. Ha.
Janihi. Sorry, Mataji. Kaunteya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pragnya is not there, right, Mataji?
No, Mataji, sorry.
Shri Radhe Shravani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat
Shipram
pranam.
Bhavati Dharmatma Sasvat Shantim Nigachati Kaunteya Pratijana Hi Name Bhakta Pranasyati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Thank you, Mataji. Narsimhalila Chaitanya Prabhu. Shiv Kumar. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा सस्वक्षिन्तं निगच्छति
Shantim.
सत्त्वक्षान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानाति
Janihi.
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Das from Srila Prabhupada. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Others are there, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Surat.
Shikram Bhavati Dharmatma Shashvat Shantim Nigachati Kaunteya Pratijanihi Janihi Kaunteya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Translation. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declared it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Anyone else?
No, Mataji.
Okay. Did everyone recite? This is a very important verse. We have been discussing the previous one. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhureva samantavyah samyak vyavasito hi saha. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service unto me, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination, Krishna said in the previous verse. So we discussed about that person, why he is committing sinful. Okay, why does he commit sinful activities if he is Ananya Bhakta? Anyone? Why is he committing sinful activities if Ananya Bhakta?
Because he has strong faith in Krishna.
No, he is committing sinful activities. Durachari. Why is he
But because
Durachari?
of his nature.
Ah, correct. Because of his nature. He has a strong nature, that's why he is doing. Very good. So then, what is Krishna's opinion? If such a person who is performing Ananya Bhakta, even if he is doing Durachara because of his nature, what is Krishna saying? What is Krishna saying about such a person? What should be our attitude towards such a person?
He says, still he will be no, sir, I'm not getting the right word. In spite of abominable actions, still he becomes my devotee. I'm sorry, what?
Okay, no problem. Thank you for trying.
That, but I'm not getting the sentence.
Yes, yes. Thanks for trying,
I
Mataji.
have fixed mind on me with determination.
No, we should still consider him as a devotee.
Yeah, we should still consider him as a devotee. Correct. So Krishna's opinion is you must consider him a devotee. Even if somebody says, but he's doing sinful activity, okay, if you are so, okay, and if somebody says, what is the proof, Krishna, that even if he's doing durachari, we have to consider him a devotee, what is the proof? Then what proof does Krishna give? Generally, we want, right? We want pramana, Shastra pramana. If it is said in the Shastra, then we accept. So somebody is asking, you're saying, where is it there that someone is performing durachara and still he's a devotee? If Arjun says, what is the pramana? Then Achinta Devru.
Krishna says, yeah, I am saying.
Yes. No pramana. I am the pramana. When I say something, that is the proof. Yes, Priyanka Mataji. Very good. So that's what Krishna says. He's very, very strict about that. So now, next verse says, he's explaining why he's saying he's a devotee. What's the reason? That is today's verse. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Kshipram means very soon, very quickly. That means it's like immediately. So there are two explanations given for this. By the same Acharya, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he's giving one explanation is, so here, as soon as Krishna made, or when Krishna said that 926, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktyupaharitam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it, Krishna said. So there we saw that explanation also. Accept it means there Krishna saying, I will eat it. Right? I will eat. Ashnami means I eat. Condition is it has to be offered with love and devotion. So love and devotion means who has love? Only one who has bhakti. A bhakta will have love. A karmi will not have love. A jnani will not have love. Only a bhakta will have love. Right? So one who has a love and devotion, that means he will accept it from bhakta only. So now, and he's saying this durachari is also bhakta. So Purva Pakshi gets a question. Let's say Arjun is in the Purva Pakshi's position. He's saying, you're saying he's a durachari and still we should consider him a devotee. And whatever a devotee offers, you will eat. With love and devotion, if he offers, you will eat. But he's a durachari. Durachari means in his heart there is, where are all these impressions coming from? They're there in his heart, right? His consciousness. So in his heart there are all these sins, contamination. You will eat food cooked by such a person whose heart is contaminated with all these sins? You will eat food cooked by somebody whose heart is filled with sins? That's a question. So to that question, Krishna is saying, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Kshipram means very soon, very soon. And also Shashvat Chantim. Shashvat means Shashvata. Permanently. Shashvat Chantim Nigachati. Here, the word that you have to pay attention to is Bhavati. Right? Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma. Bhavati is not being said in future tense. You also look at the translation. Srila Prabhupada does not say he will become. Okay, I want to tell you, I think I told you in the past, but here this is the context, so I will say it again. When I say what I am explaining to you is from the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We have other acharyas also who have given commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, and then we have acharyas who give commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. It is not necessary that the commentary given by one acharya should match exactly with the commentary given by other acharya. You may say, how come? Krishna spoke the same verse, and how one verse can mean two different things? You may get this question, right? One acharya is giving one explanation and another acharya seems to give a different explanation. How is this possible? Krishna spoke only one verse. He must have one meaning for that verse. And the acharyas, whoever it is, whoever understands Krishna's words, must be giving Krishna's meaning, what he's intending to say. How is it possible that there are 3-4 acharyas and 3-4 acharyas are giving different meanings to the same sentence? You may get this question. I think from last night. So, actually the thing is, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is a transcendental literature. The words are transcendental. Just like you take a crystal or a Vaidurya Mani, Vaidurya stone, it has the capacity to give out different colors. It emits light, different colored lights, isn't it? Depending on which angle you hold it, it will give different colors. Similarly, the words of Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam, words about Krishna and about bhakti, about his devotees, they are transcendental. They are not restricted to one glory only. So many, they just like one Vaidurya stone is giving so many different colors, or you can take the peacock feather also, right? Depending on how you tilt it, you see that color. So similarly, this the words of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, each acharya is able to bring out a particular color, a particular rasa, a particular bhava out of that meaning. But then some scholar who knows Sanskrit, but who is not a devotee, he may say, of course we know that from Sanskrit words so many meanings can be derived. Now I will give my own meaning to the same verse. It's possible. No, it's not possible. It's not possible means you can give, but that will not be bona fide. Because there is a siddhanta. The conclusion should not be changed. So what actually happens is bhakti, the process of bhakti is the same. One acharya will explain the earlier portion of bhakti using this verse, and another acharya can explain a later stage of bhakti with the same verse. But ultimately the same conclusion, the same bhakti is being explained. That is important. Whereas if you take someone else, like let's say Shariraka Bhashya by Sripad Shankaracharya, that commentary, the conclusion itself is changed. It's broken in so many places, right? So that cannot be accepted. So the conclusion, the Siddhanta, Vaishnava Siddhanta has to be in place. Why I am telling you this? Because when you read Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita purport, it is mostly the commentaries are given by Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan. And in some places, commentaries are given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, depending on the verses, in some verses, Srila Prabhupada takes the commentaries of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and in some places he takes Baladev Vidyabhushan, and in some places he takes both of them. And he gives his own commentary also. And Acharya has this freedom. He can do that. Because the purpose of Acharya is to give Krishna to all of us. And times are changing according to time, place, and circumstance. The best way in which Srimad Bhagavatam can be received by the people, that's how the Acharya presents. So you will see, even within our Acharyas, our previous Acharyas, according to the situation of the society at that particular time, they give commentaries in that way, highlighting on that particular aspect. I'll give you one example. At the time of Srila Jiva Goswami, the problem in the society was Mayavada. Mayavada means Shankara philosophy was very prevalent. Advaita philosophy was very prevalent. So therefore, his commentary will be defeating, it will be attacking the Mayavad philosophy again and again. Whereas when Srila Prabhupada was giving Srimad Bhagavatam to us in his Bhagavatam purports, people are much more degraded. Forget about Advaita philosophy. They don't even do karma now. Everyone is engaged. Materialism is prominent now. Eat, drink, be merry. Atheism is prominent. So therefore, in Srila Prabhupada's purports, you will see again and again, he is attacking materialism. So according to the circumstance, the Acharya can explain the verse, he can give the purport, the commentary in such a way to penetrate the heart of the listener. That is why you may see, so in this verse, Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma, if you find that it is a little different than what Srila Prabhupada has explained, or in other verses also, you should see Srila Prabhupada makes a note. Majority Bhagavad Gita is Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary. So what we should do is, or for a better understanding, you can do this. Srila Prabhupada himself says in Srimad Bhagavatam first canto purport, if you see towards the end, Srila Prabhupada says, a serious student will do well to study the commentaries given by our acharyas. So initially, first, of course, we must study Srila Prabhupada's purports thoroughly. But if you want to understand why Srila Prabhupada is making this comment here, and also for us to see that Srila Prabhupada is not saying anything different than what our previous acharyas have said, you can study the commentaries of previous acharyas. And then now when you come back and read Srila Prabhupada's purports, you will see how it is perfectly, is very strictly following in the line of the previous acharyas, and also you'll get the connections. This is another point. See, nowadays people don't have so much attention span. Yes, so they may not sit and read the whole book. How many of you have read the entire Bhagavad Gita from beginning to end? You're on your own studying. You have read the whole Bhagavad Gita from beginning to end. What to speak of, you've read the whole Srimad Bhagavatam from beginning to end. We don't do that. We are supposed to do that. I'm not saying don't do that. But if you say statistics, you will see people, devotees may read little bit of this section, that section, and like that. But from beginning to end, they don't read. So Srila Prabhupada, of course, Srila Prabhupada said we must read Bhagavatam. But I'm just saying, even let's say we give a class, right? We give a class on one particular verse. Then you should know the connection. Where is this verse coming from? What happened before this? What is happening after this? What is the context of this verse, right? But because people don't have that much, or not that whether people have it or not, that's not the point. This is the style of Srila Prabhupada, okay? Srila Prabhupada's purpose presentation style is, even if you read one verse, any verse you pick and you read one verse and you read the purport, you'll get an idea of the whole philosophy. This is Srila Prabhupada's speciality. But if you read the commentaries of the acharyas, if you read only one, you won't understand what is the head or tail, where is this coming from. If you want to understand the Acharya's comment, you have to read the whole chapter from beginning to end. Then you'll understand the connection. Oh, this is what is happening. So with that introduction, so what I'm explaining to you is from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Prabhuji, Achintade Prabhu.
Mataji, pardon my ignorance. You might have already told about this, but who do we consider Acharya in the present?
In the present day, you're saying?
Yeah, present age, because we spoke about time, place, and circumstances, right? So, who are the acharyas who would determine that and interpret the slokas according to time, place, and circumstances?
Acha, like that. So first of all, for us to write anything, we have to be ordered by the superiors. Superiors, who are the superiors? Superiors is the parampara, Guru Parampara. So the previous Guru coming in that disciplic succession, or even one of the previous Gurus in the previous, so when one, you have to be ordered. In other words, you have to be ordered by the previous, you should be appointed by the previous Acharya then. And also, by the way, Acharya literally means one who teaches by his example. So that is there. He will only preach when he is ordered by the superior. We've been reading in Chaitanya Bhagavat that Nityananda Prabhu did not preach until Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered him. Who is Nityananda Prabhu? He is the Supreme Lord himself. Still he didn't do it until he was ordered. So that is the principle. Unless we are ordered by the superior, then we don't become, teachers or whatever service. Of course, the order is there for everyone. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Amar Agyaya, right? Amar Agyaya, Guru Hoya Taro Ei Desh, Jare Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. So this order is there to everyone, for everyone. Everyone should become a guru on my order. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, like Krishna says, Kaunteya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashiti. Go declare it. Like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, on my order you go, you become a guru. And what should you do after you become a guru? Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Wherever you go, you just repeat Krishna's instruction, whatever Krishna has said. So for us to repeat Krishna's instruction, first we should understand Krishna's instruction. So everyone can become a guru on that level, yes. But as far as Acharya, again, how do you know if somebody is empowered or not? It becomes obvious, there are different levels of one who is a preacher, So anyone who, simply by seeing him, if one becomes inspired to become a devotee, that's a very, by that you can understand this is a great, and then you will see so many people's hearts are transforming. They're taking to Krishna consciousness. That means he's Acharya, because by his example, he's able to inspire thousands and millions of people to take to Krishna consciousness. That is Acharya. So in short, we can say that. But also then how he became like that, we know, unless there is mercy of Guru, you cannot. So he must himself have, because nowadays you can also have someone having big fan following, but then you have to see connection. Just like the verse I said, you should know what is the context before, what's going to happen later. Similarly, Guru or Acharya is not dangling in the air in between. He has a lot of following. He's transforming the hearts of many people, but he's not just coming out of thin air. He should have a parampara. This is actually a very important point. Whenever we see some very famous speaker and we see many people following, we may think, wow, this must be a great person, maybe an Acharya, right? He can even proclaim, I am the next Acharya, or someone can say, I'm an incarnation or whatever. How do we know? He must come in a parampara, absolutely essential. He must come in a parampara. Even when the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself comes, he accepts. Why? He doesn't need a guru. But to set the example, he comes. Krishna came as Krishna. Everybody understood me. He manifested his opulence. Still, he went to Sandipana Muni. to take lessons. So yeah, so he must have a guru. And of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played the role of a devotee for us. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Diksha from Ishwarapuri. He accepted him as his guru. And later he took sannyas from Keshav Bharati Maharaj. So that way, one thing is you have to see that he has a guru. If he does not have a guru, immediately red light should go on, whether he's acharya or not. Does that answer?
Yeah, Mataji, just a follow-on clarification. So in our ISKCON society, there are a lot of well-known preachers, have millions of devotees or followers, and they are, of course, in the parampara. So should they also be considered as acharyas, or only the Maharajas and the Diksha Gurus?
Well, in ISKCON, our founder Acharya is Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
And everyone should be obedient to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada except him as the founder Acharya. And on his instruction as his servant, they are carrying out the mission. So nobody ever takes the position of the Acharya. They always, you may say in the literal meaning of the term, Acharya means one who's teaching others by his personal example. In that sense, yes, you can take them as Acharyas, meaning somebody who's teaching by his example. But if you really want to give that title of Acharya, then it's just given to Srila Prabhupada. At least from what I have seen, our spiritual masters, they don't take the titles of acharyas, although it's obvious that they are preaching and they are setting example by their lifestyle, by their example, they're teaching everyone how to be a devotee. But nevertheless, even the gurus, they don't take the title of acharya, then what to speak of anyone else. But as I said, acharya literally means a teacher, one who teaches by his personal example. Achar and prachar, it is said. So first you follow yourself and then you preach. That is acharya.
Shad Goswamis are also acharyas.
Of course, all our predecessors up in the parampara, they're all acharyas. Achintya Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
It's clarified?
Yes, Mataji. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Kalpesh Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji. I have because I don't know. I'm just asking. So I looking at a certain ISKCON, devotee, the good. So I really don't understand that sometimes people wear white cloth, then there is a yellow cloth, and then there is a orange cloth. I have seen that in the Mayapur. There are three different colors. People like, I don't know whether, and sometimes they are called, certain people are called Swami, certain people are called Maharaj, and certain are called we are called Dasas, right? The other preachers. And then there is a Shiksha Guru and there is a Diksha Guru. So I'm not clear, like when I just see in comparison, like with other Sampradaya, like Vallabha Sampradaya, for example, then they have only coming from their own family tradition. So Vallabhacharya's
Descendants.
can only become the
Acharya.
Goswami. In them, there is a Goswami.
Goswami. Okay.
Senses. So, that is how it is saw Vallabhacharya. And then there is another called Swami Narayan Sampradaya. In there, they have the Parshada that they train. They have to stay in the temple, and only sannyasi can pray. So I was not sure, like, what when somebody in ISKCON, as I said, I have to have that understanding for myself,
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay. So, yeah, family tradition by birth can be accepted if they are actually trained that way. So main important thing is training. So therefore, if there is that type of training, then Yeah, then they are. But you're asking within ISKCON, what is the situation? And also the word Parshada. Parshada means a servant. Generally, the Parshada word is used for Nitya Siddha devotees or those who have, entered into Krishna's pastimes. They become Parshadas, right? So like Krishna's eternal servants. So we also, after we perfect our devotional service, we give up this material body and we'll get Parshada Deha. We will get the body of an eternal servant of Krishna, spiritual body. So that's Parshada. Okay. So within ISKCON, what is the meaning of the different colored dress that they wear for men? So there's yellow color dhotis, and then there is white, and there is saffron. So yellow is for new bhakta. Even in US, in outside of India, when somebody becomes interested in Krishna consciousness, they want to check it out, right? What is it like? And then they come and they actually even start practicing also. So they can be different levels. They, at least while you're here, while you're, for example, now we have the Krishna House program. So they go and preach to people on the street outside. And then if somebody becomes interested, they want to see what is this life like. They come to the temple. So while they're in the temple, now they have to follow the temple standard. So they rise in the morning, attend Mangalarti, do some service, chant some rounds like that. But they may not have made any commitment yet.
Yes.
But they want to try it out. They want to see what it is like. Then you call them bhakta. And bhaktas in Mayapur wear yellow. That's yellow color. That's the meaning. It's like initial. When you first come and you're trying it out, but you have not made any commitment yet, or you are in the process of making a commitment, then you're wearing yellow. And then when you become serious and you come to the point of you have actually made a commitment. So when they have what is called a new bhakta training, when you start new bhakta training, it's a rigorous training program. At least it used to be. I'm not, it is a rigorous training program. Nobody will go through such a rigorous training program unless he's serious. So they are not yet initiated, but they have made up their mind that this is the lifestyle I want to live. And now they go through the training. Very, like they are kept busy studying Shastra, cleaning, and rising early in the morning and going out, book distribution, everything, morning till night. They're trained nicely. So they wear white. Why white? Difference between white and saffron is a sign of renunciation, that you don't want to do anything with home or anything. You want to just stay in the ashram. That is saffron, renunciation. So in New Bhakta program, they're trained, everyone is trained. And after New Bhakta program, now they take Diksha, initiation. And when they take initiation, at that time, they decide whether they want to live in the temple as a brahmachari or they want to get married. That's the difference. So if they get married, they would continue wearing white. But if they want to remain a brahmachari, then at the time of initiation, they wear saffron. That is the different color. And as far as Swami and Maharaj is the same thing. When we say Swami or Goswami also, it's the same thing. Go means senses. Goswami means one who has controlled his senses, who is the master of his senses. Go Dasa means one who is a servant of his senses. So Godas, the senses are dictating to me. You eat this, you do that, and then I'm just following my senses. Dictation means I'm not a Goswami, I'm a Godas. Goswami means even if the senses say, you eat this, I say no. That's a Goswami, right? He has controlled not only his senses, that means he's controlled his urge to speak, he's controlled his urges of anger, and also he's controlled the urge of hunger. Even if he's hungry, he's able to control that. And what to speak of the urge for sex, he has controlled everything. Dhira. Such a person is actually qualified to make disciples. And this is actually a continuation of Achinta Dev's Prabhuji's question, that who is an acharya? Srila Rupa Goswami gives this. One who has controlled the urges of the mind, the tongue, the belly, the genitals, even the mind, anger. Somebody who has controlled, he's an acharya, and he is fit to make disciples all over the world. It doesn't say somebody who has taken sannyas, he's fit to make disciples. That's not the qualification. Somebody who has conquered the senses, then he becomes a Goswami or Maharaj. Did that answer all your questions?
Yes, it does. So out of this Swami and so who can become Guru among this?
Again, Guru is within ISKCON, you have to apply, and there is, there is authorities like the GBCs. For us, the GBC is the ultimate authority, it is said, and the GBC follows Srila Prabhupada's, guidelines. And it's not one person, it's a team of devotees, and they have also made, so yeah, you have to first make an application. You can be a grihastha or you can be a sannyasi, it does not matter, and they will just check using various criteria what is your level of advancement in Krishna consciousness, and then also how your services that you're doing, how you're actually influencing many devotees to take to Krishna consciousness and inspiring them in Krishna consciousness, like that. So there is and then there's a period, like I think 1 year or something, 1 or 2 years, and then you can become a guru. And that's about guru.
So the people who are preaching our classes on the Zoom, they are Guru or they are
Acha, that's your question. Okay. So gurus are of various types, Prabhuji. Because you said in ISKCON, therefore I explained it that way. Now Srila Jiva Goswami explains in Bhakti Sandarbha about gurus. So the way it works is, I don't know, is everyone okay with this discussion? Because we are not directly reading Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. If you want me to stop this discussion here and I can take Prabhuji's question later, we'll continue. If anyone has any objection, please let me know. Because I know everyone has joined to hear. No objection? Okay. I mean, it's okay. Even if you say no, it's totally fine. I'll just go by that. Don't feel that. Yeah. Okay. So Guru, so you have different types of gurus. One guru is called Shravana Guru. Shravana Guru, what he does is he teaches you the scripture. What is there in the scripture, he will explain it to you. That is called a Shravana Guru. By hearing from Shravana Guru, what happens is, so when you first come in contact, there's someone called Vartama Pradarshaka Guru. The very first person who you meet, you had no idea of Krishna consciousness, and that person, tells you about Krishna, gives you some prasadam, brings you to the temple, like that. So that is your Vartama Pradarshaka Guru, who actually introduced to Krishna consciousness from where you came in the association of devotees. And then now you start hearing from various devotees. You hear what? Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, like that. So those devotees who are speaking, they are Shravana Gurus, Shravana Guru. And by hearing from various devotees, one particular devotee inspires you the most. And then you like to hear more and more from that devotee. You choose one amongst all these after, so when you get that type of confidence, that type of faith, you'll accept one person, and then you will start even revealing to that devotee, asking that devotee about your personal life, how to progress in Krishna consciousness in your particular life. Shravana Guru is telling only from the Shastra. Whatever questions you ask, Shravana Guru gives answers from Shastra. But when you actually select one particular guru, and that guru actually takes responsibility of your spiritual life, that person is called a shiksha guru. This is the most important person in your spiritual life, a shiksha guru. Most important. He takes responsibility of your spiritual life. He guides you, he or she guides you from, from at all times. He knows what's going on in your life and how you should progress, what next you should do, like that. This is a shiksha guru. And then there is a diksha guru. The position of diksha guru is, especially when you have to do deity worship, you must take mantra diksha. Unless you take mantra diksha, you cannot do deity worship. Deity worship is also an important anga of bhakti. So therefore, then you take diksha, especially here we are talking about the Gayatri mantra. Guru gives you that diksha. And then you're allowed to worship the Lord. And then later on, as you progress further, you have bhajana guru, and bhajana shiksha guru can be the same. You can take them as the same. He's actually guiding you in your bhajan. So in later stages, what type of bhajan you should do, all that. So this is like higher stages of bhakti. When you start following one particular, maybe, you enter raga nuga bhakti, then you have one guru that you're following, and that guru is guiding you in your particular bhajan. How to, it's like you're going in a forest or somewhere, you need someone to show you the path, how to go forward, like that. So these are the different types of gurus explained in Bhakti Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami. Now, how to apply that in our particular situation, that's where sometimes there is because we think that, oh, I have taken Diksha, means now I have already, so again, according to the time, place and situation, Acharya adjusts things as needed. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, prior to Srila Prabhupada, he gave the highest importance to the second Diksha, the Mantra Diksha, where you actually start. So if you meet any devotees from Gaudiya Math, they will say, first Diksha, Harinam Diksha is not counted as Diksha. Actual Diksha is when you get Gayatri Diksha, that's actually Diksha. That's when you are initiated. They will tell you like that.
Janai?
Huh?
You will wear Janai?
Yeah, Janev, yes. That's when they will say like that. And then for them, the standard that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur set is you chant 64 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. Of course, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, the idea is, remember, that condition of Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam has to be met. That is the definition of pure devotional service given by Srila Rupa Goswami. And to do that 24/7, the Vesha that they would take is Babaji Vesha, right? Nothing to do with family, nothing. They will simply be doing. And even if you're in family, your business is the same. 24/7, simply chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the standard. In today's society, who will do that? Tell me. That means this is restricted, bhakti is restricted to only that 1%, 2% who's somewhere there chant. What about others? And Kali Yuga is progressing. People are getting so degraded, going away from the way or the lifestyle that's given by the Supreme Lord. How to bring them in? That is why, like when Jesus Christ preached, what did he say? Did he not know about what is love of God? Why he said, "Thou shalt not kill"? Because that was the level, that was the standard of the people. They were so barbarous. They were killing each other. They were molesting women. At least raise their standard from where they are to one step up. So he said, "Don't kill." Right? Now you make that the universal and eternal principle. If you don't kill, then you're a lover of God. What is this? You understand? Simply not killing doesn't make us lovers of God. At that time, people were so degraded that at least do this much for you, this is so much, like that. So similarly, when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur preached, people don't have that, like Haridas Thakur sit and chant 24/7. Then to engage them, right? He would engage them rigorously in preaching activities. But those who are not able to go out and preach like that, they're simply sitting in the temple, eating and sleeping. That's also not good for them. They have come to take shelter. If you're simply here, then you do your services, you have a target, chant 64 rounds every day. So you do some services and you're trying to catch up. And by the time you chant your 16 rounds, the day is over, you sleep. You do serve, you have to do your services also, and you have to chant 64 hours. So when Srila Prabhupada first came here, Srila Prabhupada said, you chant 64 rounds, and they're like, no way. Okay, chant 32 rounds. That's also too much. All right, chant 16, but no less, Srila Prabhupada said. So Srila Prabhupada made that adjustment. But the other thing is, there was no hard and fast rule there. When Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, it's not like if you don't chant your 64 rounds, no, it's like you try for that. That's what you will see in them. They're endeavoring to do 64 rounds, and they're trying, the day is over, and then the next day again they try, like that. But our Kali Yuga minds are such, we will give 101 excuses. I was so busy, I was not able to finish 16, so I slept. And then we'll come to 0. So that's why Srila Prabhupada said, no, 16 you have to do at any cost. Minimum 16, you must do it. Srila Prabhupada didn't put a limit that you cannot do more than 16. He said after 16 as much as it. So he didn't change it, but he emphasized this more. And he made this a standard for someone to get first initiation. So you understand, previous Acharya said that, that's how it is heard in Gaudiya Math. They say that the second initiation is the important, first initiation is nothing, like that. It's just like they don't give so much importance to first initiation. So from the scriptures, you have to connect all these different things, what we read in Bhakti Sandarbha, what happened in the past, what is happening in the present, what is the principle, and putting all those. One more important point is, sometimes they all can be the same person. Your Shravana Guru is also your Shiksha Guru, is also your Mantra Guru, Bhajana Diksha Guru. Same person can be. And that happens actually in many cases like that. It does happen. So you just stick with that person and he's your guru and you're dedicated to him. That also happens. And in our present situation, with jobs changing, moving here and there and all that, and you may have different gurus at different times, and it is okay. Diksha Guru is one. You cannot have more than one Diksha Guru unless there's a serious, fall down or something of the Diksha Guru. Then you may take another Diksha Guru. Of course, yeah. But otherwise, Shiksha Gurus, you can have many Shiksha Gurus, no problem. That means Shravana Gurus are many, actually. What it means is Shravana Gurus are many. Shiksha Gurus can also be more than one, you can have, no problem. You take guidance from different Shiksha Gurus, nothing wrong with that. But Shiksha Guru is a serious matter. That person is actually taking responsibility of your life. That is a Shiksha Guru. As serious as Diksha Guru. Shiksha Guru is as serious as Diksha Guru. So therefore, if you call someone Shiksha Guru, it's like you like for Diksha, you go and ask that person, right? Maharaj, I would like to become your disciple. Will you accept me? Like that. Shiksha Guru also is like that. You have to go and ask and that person will accept you. Sometimes it may be formal, it may not be, but that gravity is there. It's not like, oh, I like to hear you, so you are my Shiksha Guru. And then tomorrow I don't like what you say, I don't care for you. Becomes an offense. So therefore, take your time before you accept someone as your Shiksha Guru. And when you take Shiksha Guru means commitment, like Diksha Guru. It's not a small term, Shiksha Guru. Shravana Gurus, yes, there are many Shravana. You hear so many classes from so many persons and they inspire you. You take what inspires you. And if they don't inspire you, you hear to someone else who inspires you. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Just don't commit offenses, because any level of Guru is Guru. Whether Shravana Guru, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, or Vatma Pradarshaka Guru, Guru is Guru. as long as he is following, he is not deviating from the principle of Krishna consciousness, you cannot not certainly you cannot speak against, but even within your heart, maintain that respect for what they have done. Sometimes it happens that Vatma Pradarshaka Guru introduces you to Krishna consciousness, and later he himself leaves Krishna consciousness. I have seen that several cases. But when he was practicing, he was, quite potent Krishna consciousnessly. And then he was able to inspire you to come to Krishna consciousness. And later he gets deviated because of bad association or offenses. He gets deviated. So there's no need for us to now criticize that person. You be thankful to that person for what he has done to bring you to Krishna consciousness. So that gratitude in the heart is what is going to nourish your Krishna consciousness. You don't have to associate with that person, certainly not. If that person is becoming poisonous and, for your Krishna consciousness, you don't have to have close association with that person, but always maintain that gratitude in your heart for what they have given to you. So that is the relationship with a guru. And further on in Srimad Bhagavatam also you will see so many gurus are there. Anyone who is inspiring you, giving you some message how to progress in Krishna consciousness, that is my guru. I thank that person like that. Because the principle of a guru, who is guru ultimately? Lord Balaram, Nityananda Prabhu is guru. And he manifests in different forms. He comes in the form of Vartma Pradarshak Guru, in form of Shiksha Guru, in the form of Diksha Guru. Everyone, they are all simply trying to help us move forward in Krishna consciousness. So if we maintain this type of attitude, we can safely progress in Krishna consciousness. But if we get into this attitude of this is wrong, that person did this, I mean, it's only going to hurt your own Krishna consciousness. Like that, Prabhuji. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice explanation.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, what should we do now? I know you all have work. Should I end here? I know we didn't even do Bhagavatam today. We just read some Bhagavatam. I will stop. Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma. I won't discuss further today. As I told you, it's a big discussion. We had several classes of discussion on Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma. It just went on and on and on because it's an important topic. But for 1 week, I thought little bit I will discuss on this verse and little bit on Bhagavatam we will do if you want, or if you don't, if you want me to just continue, we can just go to Srimad Bhagavatam, but you'll have to give me some feedback, then I will know what you want, otherwise I'll just go the way.
This much is fine, Mataji. I have to go for work.
Okay, just end it here. Okay, all right. Let's just read one shloka of Bhagavatam because this is Srimad Bhagavatam for all. We didn't even do Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll just read. Everyone has recited Bhagavad Gita, and yeah, these questions are important and they have to be answered, and we don't have any other time where we discuss. So therefore, these doubts have to be removed. That's why I took these questions. But normally, I would not entertain questions in the middle of the class so that we get some topic covered that day, and at the end we can have questions. But this is an important topic. Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Okay. So I'll just read myself. I'm not going to call on anyone. 8:22, 29 to 30. Kshinariktaschutah sthanat. So Lord Vamandev is speaking to Brahmaji. Yes. Kshinariktaschutah sthanat kshipto baddhascha shatrubhihi kyatibhischa parityakto yatanam anuyapitaha guruna भर्त्सितः शब्दो जहौ सत्यं न सुव्रतः छलैरुक्तो मया धर्मो नायं त्यजति सत्यवाक्. Although bereft of his riches, fallen from his original position, defeated and arrested by his enemies, rebuked and deserted by his relatives and friends, although suffering the pain of being bound, and although rebuked and cursed by his spiritual master, Bali Maharaj, being fixed in his vow, did not give up his truthfulness. It was certainly with pretension that I spoke about religious principles, but he did not give up religious principles, for he is true to his word. So you see, the Lord himself is glorifying Bali Maharaj. So what did the Lord say first? That uh, if somebody is, he said that I take away everything. When there is material opulence, some people become puffed up. Becoming puffed up by material opulence, they forget what is the goal of life, self-realization. Therefore, out of mercy, I take away their material opulence. So when somebody loses his material opulence, or anyone who is losing material opulence, should we think he's getting the mercy of the Lord? That's why he's losing material opulence? No. Or does it mean that whenever the Lord wants to show mercy, he will take away material opulence? That's the only way he shows his mercy? No, not like that also. So how do we understand who has the Lord's mercy then? Somebody is losing wealth. Should we consider that as the Lord's mercy? No, not like that. Simply losing wealth is not the Lord's mercy, but in spite of having wealth and opulence, if someone does not forget his position as a servant of the Lord, he does not give up on his bhakti to the Lord in spite of having high birth, wealth, education, beauty, still he remains akinchana, nishkinchana, right? That means this is not mine. Whatever I have is the Lord's property. This doesn't belong to me. If somebody is living as if he does not possess anything, that's the point, right? Even though he has everything, his consciousness is, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. If somebody is living like that, then you can understand he has the mercy of the Lord. That was the previous verse. So now the Lord is saying, look at this Bali. What all happened to him? He lost everything, right? So, although bereft of his riches, fallen from his original position, defeated and arrested by his enemies, rebuked and deserted by his relatives and friends, although suffering the pain of being bound, and although rebuked and cursed by his spiritual master, that means generally we remain nice devotees, practicing nicely when everything is favorable. But anything little bit, any small situation comes which is not favorable, then immediately we become shaken in our bhakti, in our determination, isn't it? So maybe some tempting thing comes, right? I'm supposed to, at this time I'm supposed to, let's say, chant or worship, but let's say something exciting, something tempting has come before me. Some friend has come and we are chit chatting about something, or we are watching something, I don't know, whatever is tempting to you. If something comes and you give up on that, that means you have given up your bhakti for something else. Or out of fear also you can give up. But Bali Maharaj, under all circumstances, whether it is temptation, whether it is fear, or fear of what? Of being rejected or of pain, under all circumstances, he did not give up his truthfulness. And then it was certainly with pretension that I spoke about religious principles. What did the Lord say? The Lord said, you promised me 3 steps, you gave only 2 steps, you are a liar, you have cheated a Brahmana, for this you have to go to hell. This is what the scriptures say, right? And your guru has also said the same thing, so you go to hell. So Vamandev is saying, it was with pretension that I spoke about religious principles. But he did not give up on religious principles, right? Oh, I must, he said, as soon as I said this is religious principles, what is his determination? I must stick to religious principles. He didn't argue. He said, yes, I will follow. Under all circumstances, I must follow religious principles. For he is true to his word. Okay, next, I'll just read the purport also. Bali Maharaj passed the severe test put before him by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is further proof of the Lord's mercy toward his devotee. So also, somebody is being able to pass the test is not by his ability. It's not by his ability. This is the difference between bhakti and other processes. Whether it is jnana, whether it is karma or ashtanga yoga, there you feel that you are the doer. Whatever advancement you are able to fast, nirjala, fasting, you think it's my ability. I'm able to do it. I'm great, isn't it? Or whatever, you understand so much, you are so learned. I'm so learned. I'm able to grasp this. Whereas in bhakti, the consciousness is completely different. With that consciousness itself, you can understand where you are. If I am thinking that whatever I'm doing, it's the Lord's mercy. I don't deserve anything. I don't have anything. Nishkinchana. I don't have intelligence. I don't have, and he's surprised all the time. How all this is happening? I don't have this ability. This is the Lord's mercy, and he feels so grateful to the Lord. This is the consciousness of a devotee. He doesn't think that I am the doer. He thinks my Lord is, like Prabhupada says, make me dance like a puppet in your hand. Oh my Lord, make me dance. That is the mood of a devotee. That is the consciousness of a devotee. So here, you understand, if the person is able to pass the test in spite of difficult situations, if he's able to pass the test, how is he able to pass the test? Because he has the Lord's mercy on him. That is the proof of the Lord's mercy toward his devotee. So this also you can see, if some devotee is going through severe difficulties, and in spite of going through all those difficulties, he maintains his Krishna consciousness. When you say Krishna consciousness, means he's fixed in his determination of bhakti. If somebody is able to do that, what do you understand? That person has the mercy of Krishna. That's why he's able to do that. The Supreme Personality of Godhead sometimes puts a devotee to severe tests that are almost unbearable. One could hardly even live under the conditions forced upon Bali Maharaj. That Bali Maharaj endured all these severe tests and austerities is the mercy of the Supreme Lord. The Lord certainly appreciates the devotee's forbearance, and it is recorded for the future glorification of the devotee. Yes. So he puts his devotee through difficult situations, and he does. Bali Maharaj himself said, isn't it, that my Lord, even once a well-wisher, even a parent or a teacher doesn't put the difficulty through the test that you are putting me through. Even a parent, they're strict. Sometimes they can be strict, but even they don't give punishment the way you're giving. But of course, you are far superior than a parent or guru. You are the supreme, most worshipable Lord. Whatever you do is for my own good. I have no doubt. So it's welcome. Whatever you do to me, it's welcome. How he is able to say this, that's explained here in the purport. Because he has the mercy of the Lord. And the Lord puts the puts the devotee through difficulties for the future glorification of the devotee. When Srila Prabhupada was going through all those difficulties, people didn't even know who he was, how great he was, right? When he was struggling, as we read in Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita, who was seeing all those struggles? Who was writing books about him at that time? He was fainting on the roadside, distributing Back to Godhead magazines. No support from his God brothers, nobody. Then why the Lord put him through all that difficulty? And today, Srila Prabhupada shines, right? So he puts the difficulty, he puts the devotee through difficulty for his future glorification. That's the important point. Of course, the devotee is not thinking that the Lord is putting me through this difficulty, but in future I am going to be glorified, so let me tolerate. That's not his mood. I mean, he doesn't think like that. He thinks that you can treat, right? You can do whatever with me, right? I am your servant. You kick me, you do whatever you like. That's a devotee's consciousness. Like Bali Maharaj, surrender, right? Atmanivedana, full surrender. The Lord certainly appreciates the devotee's forbearance, and it is recorded for the future glorification of the devotee. This was not an ordinary test, as described in this verse. Hardly anyone could survive such a test. But for the future glorification of Bali Maharaj, one of the Mahajans, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only tested him, but also gave him the strength to tolerate such adversity. Yes, when he gives the order, or when he gives the test, he also gives the ability to pass that test, the strength to tolerate that adversity. He gives it. All we have to do is surrender to Him. That is the difficult part for us. Why we are not able to surrender? Because we still didn't develop that Shraddha. All we have to do is surrender to the Lord under all circumstances. Just depend on Him and go through that, having full faith in Him that He is my protector. Even up to the point of death, surrender to the Lord. Who can do that? We may have high ideas that, yes, I also want to do that. But only someone who has the mercy, that's what is being said here. When he has the Lord's mercy, he can pass that test. So the Lord is so kind to his devotee that when severely testing him, the Lord gives him the necessary strength to be tolerant and continue to remain a glorious devotee. So always we see this. Prahlad Maharaj's case we see. Ambarish Maharaj's case we see. Different types of tests, but they are very severe tests. Sometimes they come directly from the Lord, like in Bali Maharaj's case, the Lord is personally giving. Sometimes they come through others, instruments. At that time, you don't see it's coming from the Lord. Then you blame this person, that person. But actually, all these adversities are coming to help us progress in bhakti, like that. So we will stop here. Thank you all for staying longer. So from tomorrow onwards, I will try to keep how much I want to cover. Maybe we'll try that. Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.